morning, dear students. I am Miss NAVEDA SHAIKH from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. I am Miss NAVEDA SHAIKH from MCGM virtual class. Today we'll be learning a very interesting part of the chapter that we started last few weeks back from a science textbook, that is Environmental Management Part 3. Now, in our previous video, we have learned about what are the reasons for environmental pollution and what are the causes of it. We also have seen how it is affecting us, right? And in this video, we will be learning more about how are we actually going to conserve our environment and protect our environment. There are different laws that are made in order to protect our environment. We'll be learning about those laws as well, and we will be learning about few animals also that are very less in number and how are they classified. So let's get started with this very interesting part of the chapter, that is environmental management. So why do we need environmental conservation? As I'm talking again and again, that our planet and our earth and our environment has given so much to us, right? It has given so many things to us, and we are taking it for granted. Let me tell you that. So हम लोग बहुत इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं natural का, and that helps us to understand that if you do not protect our environment and save it, it is ultimately going to harm us. So it is important for us to understand why are we going to conserve it, and how each and every living organism, like humans, okay, mostly humans, because we are making use of it in a large scale. एनिमल्स को तो जितना रिक्वायर्ड है हम लोग उतना ही यूटिलाइज करें, बट हम लोगों को बहुत सारी चीज़ों की रिक्वायरमेंट्स होती है, जैसे कि घर की, खाने की, और हर चीज़ हमें कहाँ से मिलती है? एनवायरनमेंट से मिल रही है। और अगर हम लोग ये नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज का इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा करेंगे और इसे प्रोटेक्ट नहीं करेंगे तो ये ख़त्म होती जाएगी और अल्टीमेटली हमें ही नुकसान पहुँचेगा। So it is important for us to pass on the message of environmental conservation from one person to the other. Okay, so when you are sitting in your house, you need to talk to your parents, you can talk to your friends, your brothers and sisters, how you need to conserve the environment. So as I've explained you all that we need to learn about environmental conservation. So environmental conservation is our social responsibility because we are making use of the environment, and it is our duty to protect it and save it for the next generation that will be coming. So human established domination over the nature. We all know that naturally present resources which are there on the earth were used by whom the most? By the humans only. Plants are there, animals are there, they are making use of the natural resources but in adequate amount. Whereas humans are using the nature in much more amount as compared to other living organisms. So human utilize natural resources as much as possible in an attempt to live a satisfactory life. हम लोगों को चाहिए थी कि हम लोग एक अच्छी लाइफ जिए, और उसके लिए हम लोगों ने क्या किए थे? We have made use of the natural resources as much as we could. So human kept on snatching from the nature as much as possible, and this led to increase in problems. From this entire scenario, we can understand that humans has crucial role in maintaining the environmental balance. So हम लोगों को जैसे पता चल रहा है ना कि हमारी एक्टिविटीज की वजह से ग्लोबल वार्मिंग बढ़ रही है, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की वजह से ग्लेशियर्स मेल्ट हो रहे हैं, और ग्लेशियर्स मेल्ट होने से पता चल रहा है कि वाटर लेवल इंक्रीज हो रहा है. अब ये वाटर लेवल जब इंक्रीज होता है तो देयर विल बी फ्लड्स. ऑफन डू हियर अबाउट फ्लड्स? यस और नो? इन आवर कंट्री ऑल्सो पहले इतने फ्लड्स के बारे में, इतनी हैवी रेनफॉल के बारे में सुनने नहीं मिलता था, बट नाउ अडेज इट हैज़ बिकम वेरी नॉर्मल. बहुत लोग सुनते हैं, हर दिन हम लोगों को सुनाई देती कि यहाँ पर फ्लड आ गई, वहाँ पे फ्लड आ गई, बट इट इज ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ आवर ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी. ठीक है? सो If humans have disturbed the environmental balance, then human only is responsible for making and improving and conserving the quality of nature. अगर हमने उसे खराब किया है तो ये हमारी ही ड्यूटी पड़ती है कि हम लोग इसे सही तरीके से यूटिलाइज करें और इम्प्रूव करें ताकि ये प्रोटेक्टेड रहे और कंजर्व्ड रहे. Many times, general public is unknown that its activities are harmful to the environment and thereby unknowingly many activities happen. बहुत सारे लोगों को पता भी नहीं होता है कि ये सारी चीज़ें हम लोग कर रहे हैं. Like excessive use of the natural resource अगर करेंगे तो इससे हम लोगों को नुकसान होता है. ये बहुत सारे लोगों को पता ही नहीं है कि ये करने से ऐसा हो सकता है. ठीक है, तो it is our duty to educate people around us and help people to understand and learn about this and make our nature, our planet a better place to live for every individual. ठीक है, so जो पहले पिक्चर हम लोगों ने देखे थे and this picture is very different, right? So it is our duty to conserve our environment, to protect the natural resources that are present and to utilize it properly. There are a few laws which are enacted about environmental conservation that we all need to know. The first is the Forest Conservation Act that was in 1980. Now, according to the Act, the land reserved for forest conservation has been prohibited to use for any other purpose by this law. मतलब अगर forest area है, अगर वो under reservation reserved है वो land, ठीक है, तो उसके ऊपर उसे कोई भी चीज़ नहीं बना सकते, उसके ऊपर उसे डिमोलिश करके उसे ख़त्म करके उधर कोई चीज़ कंस्ट्रक्ट नहीं कर सकते. Permission of central government is compulsory for mining activities in such lands. Any person who disobeys this law is entitled to imprisonment for 15 days. अगर ऐसा वहाँ पर कोई trees काटता है या फिर वहाँ पर कोई illegal काम करते हैं like mining without any permission, ठीक है, तो उन लोगों को 15 दिन की जेल भी हो सकती है. There is another law that is Environmental Conservation Act that is was in 1986. It is proposed of this act is purpose of this act is to control the pollution and punish the person or institutes harming the environment. So remember, ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ कुछ लोग ही हैं. There are certain companies and industries which are actually harming the environment. Okay, so this law was made for such people, such institutes जो environmental को harm कर रहे हैं. So according to this Conservation Act, any person or factory is prohibited by this act from releasing the pollutants in the atmosphere beyond a permissible limit. Means हम लोगों ने पढ़े हैं कि pollution एक level तक हमारा atmosphere absorb कर सकता है और झेल सकता है, ठीक है. So अगर उसके हिसाब से amount of pollutants are released in the atmosphere तो वो acceptable है. अगर उससे ज़्यादा होगी तो वो pollution create करेगा. So government has given a limit of emitting certain amount of gases into the atmosphere from the industries. थोड़ा amount release करने की permission दी गई है, ठीक है, into the atmosphere. But उससे ज़्यादा अगर होगा तो उन्हें they will have 5 years imprisonment, 5 साल की जेल हो सकती है या फिर फाइन हो सकता है 1 लाख रुपए तक का. So you can imagine how dangerous if offense this is. Nations Green Tribunal has been established in 2010 for effective implementation of environmental related laws. As per Wildlife Protection Act, this is the third act that was given in 1972. As per clause 49A, trading of rare animals has been completely banned. Means there are animals which are very rarely found. Okay, बहुत उनकी quantity ज़्यादा नहीं है, बहुत कम ये animals present है और अगर इनको बेचा जा रहा है, खरीदा जा रहा है तो वो against है ये law के, ठीक है. So it has been completely banned. Means they should be there in the environment and not in your houses. As per clause 49B, use of articles prepared from skin or organs of wild animals have been banned. Earlier people made use of animal skin like lion का, tiger की skin का इस्तेमाल किया जाता था for decoration purpose, ठीक है, या फिर animals के head या फिर deer के जो सिंग होते थे, ठीक है. You must have seen in pictures also, and certain houses still there are people who have such artifacts in their houses. तो ये सारी चीजें बैन हो चुकी है completely अब. Earlier, people made use of crocodile skin to make belts and bags, and now it is completely banned. As per clause 49C, disclosure of the stock of artifacts made from rare wild animal is compulsory. अगर ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है तो उसके बारे में पता होना चाहिए. So disclosure means सबको पता होना चाहिए of the stock of artifacts made from rare wild animal is compulsory. ठीक है? So I hope these three acts are understood to you. These can come for your examination also, so you need to know about them. Next, environmental conservation and biodiversity. So environment conservation सबको पता है क्या है, biodiversity सबको पता है क्या है. तो let's understand about them in detail. Most harmful effect of the environmental pollution occurs on the living organism. Every now and then I'm saying the same thing. Pollution किसको harm करेगा? हम लोगों को ही harm करेगा, है ना? Living organisms को ही harm करेगा. So biodiversity is the richness of living organism in nature due to presence of varieties of organisms, ecosystems and genetic variation within a species. Biodiversity occurs at three different levels: genetic diversity, species diversity and ecosystem diversity. अब genetic diversity क्या है? Now remember, diversity means huge variety. ठीक है, अगर कोई चीज की बहुत सारी वैरायटी है हमारे एनवायरनमेंट में तो इट इज वेरी गुड फॉर द एनवायरनमेंट. ठीक है, वो बैलेंस क्रिएट करने में मदद करती है. तो जेनेटिक डाइवर्सिटी मीन्स अकरेंस ऑफ डाइवर्सिटी अमंग द ऑर्गेनिजम्स ऑफ सेम स्पीशीज. लाइक अगर हम लोग टाइगर की बात करते हैं तो टाइगर अगर बहुत सारे हैं, ठीक है, उसी स्पीशीज के, तो उसके अंदर उसे कहते हैं हम लोग जेनेटिक डाइवर्सिटी. एग्जाम्पल, ईच ह्यूमन बीइंग इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अदर. Possibly of wiping out the species arises if there is decrease in the diversity within the species whose members involve in sexual reproduction. ठीक है, जैसे कि जहां पर भी जो ऑर्गेनिज्म सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन करते हैं उनके लिए ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. लाइक एनिमल्स एंड ह्यूमंस वी रिप्रोड्यूस सेक्सुअली. ठीक है, तो उसके लिए एनिमल्स मतलब जो दूसरे दो ऑर्गेनिजम्स का होना जरूरी है. और अगर ऑर्गेनिजम्स खत्म होते जाते हैं, लाइक अगर टाइगर अगर सिर्फ 3 ही प्रेजेंट है या फिर सब मेल ही प्रेजेंट है तो वापस से रिप्रोड्यूस कैसे करेंगे वो लोग? इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, राइट? ठीक है, तो उसके लिए जेनेटिक डाइवर्सिटी होना बहुत जरूरी है. मीन्स द अमाउंट ऑफ मेल्स फीमेल्स ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर species is important. Like tigers, I'm talking about tigers again and again because it is a very simple example to understand. ठीक है, तो टाइगर्स के अंदर भी बहुत सारे टाइगर्स होने जरूरी है in order to maintain the genetic diversity. Next is species diversity. Species diversity means the innumerable species of organisms occur in nature. बहुत सारे species present है of the same organism. Like if I talk about mango plant, मैंगो का जो झाड़ है, अगर हम लोग मैंगो की वैरायटीज देखेंगे तो कितने सारे वैरायटीज है ना? तो दोज आर ऑल डिफरेंट स्पीशीज ऑफ दैट मैंगो. समझ में आई बात? This is called as species diversity. Species diversity includes various types of plants, animals, and microbes. Ecosystem diversity. Ecosystem means we have learned in our last period about last video we learned about ecosystem and types of ecosystem like ocean के है, desert का है, grassland ecosystem है. Different ecosystems are there where जो different regions है उसमें different organisms है, different plants है. ठीक है, so many ecosystems are present in each region. Ecosystem is formed through the interaction between plants, animals and other habitats and change in the environment. Each ecosystem has its own characteristic animals, plants, microbes and abiotic factors. Like if I talk about desert ecosystem. Desert ecosystem के अंदर जो animals है, plants है, जो वहाँ का environment है, it is so different from the other ecosystem. If I talk about the grassland ecosystem, वहाँ के जो plants है, जो animals है, जो atmosphere है, जो weather condition है, it is very different. ठीक है, so this is what is ecosystem diversity. means बहुत सारे अलग अलग ecosystems है हमारे पास हमारे environment में. ठीक है, so I hope ecosystems diversity is also clear. So how can the biodiversity be conserved? As I explained you all, biodiversity is very important. It is there in on our planet. Okay, different types of animals and plants are there, so it needs to be protected to maintain a balance. हर चीज यहाँ पर बैलेंस मेंटेन करने के लिए ही इम्पोर्टेंट है. कोई भी चीज कम ज्यादा होगी तो it will lead to a chaos in our environment. So in order to uh, conserve our biodiversity, we need to protect the rare species of organisms. Now you can see pandas here, tigers here. These are rare species of organisms. They are found very less in number nowadays. Establishing national parks and sanctuaries. ठीक है, ऐसी places zoo नहीं. ठीक है, हम लोग जो रानी बाग है, it is a zoo. यहाँ पर animals को cages में रखा जाता है, but parks में और sanctuaries में क्या होता है, it is an open space like how I can give you an example of a garden. ठीक है, इसके अंदर कोई cages वगैरह नहीं होते. Animals are free to roam around. और जो ह्यूमंस हैं उन्हें गाड़ियों के अंदर डाला जाता है और उन्हें अगर इफ दे वांट टू सी देम दे कैन गो अराउंड. ठीक है, और जस्ट सी देम फ्रॉम अ डिस्टेंस, उनके पास नहीं जा सकते. सो दीज टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज अगर टाइगर है तो टाइगर का नेचुरल हैबिटाट है जंगल्स में रहना, उसे हंट करना, खाना. अगर वो उसे नहीं मिलेगा तो इट विल बिकम वेरी वीक एंड इट इज अल्टीमेटली गोइंग टू डाई. ठीक है, बिकॉज उसका नेचुरल जो उसका नेचर है वो वहां पर नहीं सही तरीके से यूटिलाइज हो पा रहा. तो इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि नेशनल पार्क्स और सेंचुरीज बिल्ड किए जाए. डिक्लेयरिंग सम रीजन्स एंड बायो रिजर्व्स मीन्स ऐसी जगहों को डिक्लेयर कर दिया जाना चाहिए जहां पर अगर लाइक फॉरेस्ट एरियाज, आई वुड गिव यू एग्जांपल, जहां पर बहुत सारे डिफरेंट स्पीशीज ऑफ एनिमल्स और प्लांट्स प्रेजेंट है तो उसे बायो रिजर्व्स बोल देना चाहिए. पीपल द गवर्नमेंट शुड डिक्लेयर इट एज बायो रिजर्व्स ताकि वहां पर एनिमल्स और जो प्लांट्स हैं उसे कोई हार्म नहीं कर सके, उसे कट डाउन नहीं कर सके. Projects for conservation of special species. There should be government implementation to protect and conserve special species of animals, conserving all plants and animals that are there, observing the rules that we have, the government has implemented. हम लोगों को वो rules follow करने चाहिए. You should maintain record of traditional knowledge also. So what is our role in our environment? अब तो हम लोग ने देख लिया कि बायोडाइवर्सिटी को किस तरीके से कंजर्व कर सकते हैं, बट अब आती है बारी हमारी. हम किस तरीके से हमारे एनवायरनमेंट को कंजर्व कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट वे इज टू कंट्रोल व्हाट, प्रिवेंट द हार्मिंग ऑफ. हाउ कैन वी प्रिवेंट हार्मिंग एनिमल्स एंड प्लांट्स इन आवर एनवायरनमेंट? किस तरीके से हम लोग ये हार्म करना बंद कर सकते हैं. यू शुड स्टॉप द हार्मफुल एक्टिविटीज ऑल्सो. चेंजिंग द माइंडसेट. हम लोगों को सबसे पहले तो ये समझना है कि ये जो हम लोग यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं, कट डाउन करते हैं ट्रीज को, ये कुछ लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ ये तो नॉर्मल है, इससे कुछ होने नहीं वाला है, बट नहीं, इससे बहुत नुकसान हो रहा है. एंड यू शुड चेंज दैट माइंडसेट ऑफ पीपल एज वेल. द नेक्स्ट इज कंजर्वेशन. फर्स्ट कंट्रोल करेंगे, फिर कंजर्व करेंगे. कंजर्विंग द अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेज, जो भी अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेज है उसे सही तरीके से इस्तेमाल करेंगे और कंजर्व करेंगे. देन कम्स प्रोडक्शन. जो भी चीजें हार्म हो चुकी है, खत्म होने पे है, या फिर जिसे हम लोग डिस्ट्रॉय हो चुकी है या डिस्ट्रॉय करने के स्टार्ट में थे हम लोग, तो उसे रिवाइव करना, उसे रिवाइवल ऑफ हार्म फैक्टर्स ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट मीन्स उसे फिर से लाइफ देना. अटेम्प्टिंग innovations. Now scientists are coming with so many different types of innovations with regards to the environmental conservation. So you need to be updated about it and participate in that. Then is preservation. Production. कोई चीज हम लोगों ने suppose if you have planted a tree, a plant हम लोगों ने pot कर दिया, तो you have added as a production. ठीक है, in saving your environment. Now you have to protect it, preserve that plant. Preserving has been left over. जो भी चीज natural resources available है, अभी बाकी है, उसे हम लोगों को preserve करना है और सही तरीके से इस्तेमाल करना है. Remedies to prevent further losses. तो हम लोगों को ये रेमेडीज भी याद रखनी है टू प्रिवेंट, ताकि आगे ये लॉसेस ना हो. प्रिजर्विंग अननोन रीजन्स. जो ऐसी जगहें हैं जहां पर ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज ज्यादा नहीं है, तो उसे और अच्छी तरीके से प्रिजर्व करना है. प्रिवेंशन. यू शुड प्रिवेंट पॉसिबल हार्म्स. अगर हम लोगों को लाइक इफ देयर इज अ नीड to cut down 5 trees, and if you need only 2 trees to be cut down, so you should try and see to it that you prevent that harming the environment. Okay? Designing new plans, this can be done by your imagination also कि किस तरीके से हम लोग डिजाइन कर सकते हैं एक ऐसा प्लान जिससे हमारा environment conserve हो सके या protect कर सके हम लोग. Factors harmful to environment. Awareness. We need to make people aware around us through education, through guidance, through awareness, imitation, organization, participation. So these are few concepts that we can do as a citizen or as a human on the planet, and it is our duty to protect our environment because it is providing so many different things to us, so many nutritious things that are good for us, and it is our role to help our environment to be like that and be protected and feel safe. Okay. Next is a topic that is hotspots of biodiversity. 34 highly sensitive biodiversity spots are reported all over the world. Such areas had once occupied 15.7% area of the earth. At present, 86% of the sensitive areas are already destroyed. So you can imagine what is the condition of the biodiversity. Presently, only 2.3% area of the earth has been left over with sensitive spots. It includes 1,50,000 plant species, which are 50% of the world count. As far as India is considered, out of 135 species of animals, 85 species are found in jungles of eastern region. About 1,500 endemic plant species are found in Western Ghat. Now, what is the meaning of endemic species? I will be explaining all in the next slide. Out of the total plant species in the entire world, 50,000 are endemic. So, till now we have studied the rules and regulations about environmental conservation and protection in these lessons. Many people in the societies are voluntarily coming together to perform this noble work. Many institutions at states, national and international levels are involved in this work. Okay, so we need to be educated about this as well. And as I told you that we'll be learning about the meaning of the word endemic. So in ecology, an endemic species refers to a species that is native to where it is found. Means वो वहाँ पर present थी, ठीक है, वो एक region में रहती है. A species can be endemic to a particular small geographical area, such as a single island, or to a larger area such as a continent. So here this is an example. A plant or an animal may be termed as endemic if they are found in just one region. Like if we talk about kangaroos. For example, kangaroos were originally endemic to Australia. Means तभी kangaroos सिर्फ ऑस्ट्रेलिया में ही मिलते थे and were found nowhere else in the world. बट अभी लोगों ने जू में लाना शुरू कर दिए तो वो हर जगह पर मिलते हैं. बट कैंगरूज सिर्फ एक ही जगह पर मिलते थे पहले, तो वो रीजन को एंडेमिक रीजन और दैट स्पीशीज को हम लोग एंडेमिक स्पीशीज कहते हैं. These are a few endemic animals into certain regions which you cannot find everywhere. ठीक है, Indian rhinoceros, you will not find these Indian rhinoceros everywhere. Nowadays, people are taking it and keeping them in zoos and in their sanctuaries and national parks. But the natural habitat was in India, and that is why it is called as Indian rhinoceros. Okay, so same thing applies to different animals here. So let's understand about classification of threatened species. Threatened species means कुछ ऐसे animals जो extinct होने के verge पे हैं, जैसे उन लोग की जो like tigers, we are talking about tigers, or some animals like monkeys. There are some species of monkeys जो अब बिल्कुल भी बहुत कम पाए जाते हैं हमारे planet पे. So there are certain levels of these threatened species that we will be classifying now. First is endangered species. अब ये endangered species क्या होता है? Either number of this organism is declined, means ये जो animals हैं इनके जो numbers है, मतलब अगर वो 100 थे हमारे planet पे, अब वो सिर्फ 2 ही बचे, तो means उनके numbers बहुत बुरी तरीके से decline हो गए, बहुत कम हो गए. So these type of animals जिनके number कम हो जाते हैं, number of organism on our planet has declined, these animals are coming under endangered species, or their habitat is shrunk to such an extent that they can be extinct in near future if conservative measures are not implemented. Example, lion-tailed monkey and lesser florican. Okay, so these are two animals that are coming under endangered species. Monkeys तो बहुत सारे हैं इंडिया में, but this type of monkey is a species, like as I told you, जैसे हम लोग आम के बारे में मैंने example दी थी आपको, कि if I am talking about mango, तो mango के अंदर कितने different types of mangoes होते हैं. Same way there are animals, and in that animals also there are different species of that animals. So this is one of the species of monkey which is very less in number on our planet. Okay, and this comes under endangered species. Next is rare species. What is the meaning of rare species? Number of this organism is considerably declined. मतलब ये already कम हो चुके हैं. Organisms of this species being endemic may become extinct very fast. Example is red panda and musk deer. So this deer that you see, उसके जो आगे के teeth दिखाई दे रहे हैं, that is not normally seen in all the deers that is there. So this is a special deer called as musk deer, जिसके numbers बहुत कम हो गए हैं हमारे planet पे. ठीक है, ये animals कुछ ही regions में मिलते हैं, और अगर वो regions अगर खत्म होते जा रहे हैं, like as I told you, अगर वो regions को shrink होते जा रहे हैं because of the human activities, तो ये animals के numbers भी कम हो चुके हैं already. Okay, this is you must have seen this red panda animal in the Mowgli movie that you see, or the cartoon that you see. Okay, so that is the red panda. The next is vulnerable species. Now, what is the meaning of vulnerable species? There are number of organisms which is extremely less and continue to decline. Continuous decline in their number is worrisome reason. मतलब इनका जो numbers है ये already बहुत कम है, और अगर इनके numbers बहुत कम हो चुके हैं तो it is like a worry करने की चीज है हमारे लिए. ठीक है, like the lions and the tigers. The next one that we have is the indeterminate species. Indeterminate species means some animals are they seem to be endangered. मतलब हम लोग को लगता है कि इनके numbers बहुत कम है, but ऐसा हो भी सकता है, but ऐसा नहीं भी हो सकता है. Why do I say this? These organisms appear to be endangered, but due to their some behavioral habits or like their shyness, ये लोग छुप के रहते हैं. There is no definite numbers or substantial information about them. तो इसीलिए हम लोग इन्हें ये कैटेगरी के अंदर डालते हैं. Example is giant squirrel. This squirrel that you see, the huge tail, how beautiful it looks. ये squirrel हम लोग को हर जगह नहीं मिलती, और इनका जो nature है, everybody has seen squirrel का nature कैसा होता है, फौरन ये लोग छुप जाते हैं, है ना. तो such animals which जिनके numbers पता नहीं होते, like some frogs also, इनका जो नेचर होता है ये छुप जाते हैं बहुत जल्दी से, तो इनके नंबर के हम लोग इनके इंफॉर्मेशन सही तरीके से पता नहीं होती. सो दे आर कमिंग अंडर indeterminate species. So from the entire lesson that we studied, what are we going to remember? So we are going to remember that destroying a plant is to destroy everything. Practice afforestation to conserve environment means you need to plant more and more trees to conserve the environment. Forest is wealth. हमेशा याद रखेंगे, फॉरेस्ट के अंदर बहुत सारी बायोडाइवर्सिटीज होती है, like animals and plants. So forest is wealth to us. Environmental protection is value education. So you should educate your friends also, your colleagues also, your brothers and sisters, your neighbors, okay, that you need to protect the environment. Prudent use of paper is prevention of deforestation. अगर हम लोग पेपर का सही इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो इससे भी क्या होगा, हमारा environment preserve होगा, because पेपर किससे बनता है, ट्रीज से बनता है. एक ट्री से 12,000 पेजेस बनते हैं, पेपर्स बनते हैं. ठीक है, so it is very important for us to save and use the papers also carefully. To practice the environmental protection, it is to development of human society. Pure air, pure water is the key life of healthy life. Everybody knows this. So it is very important for us to always see to it that you plant more and more trees whenever it is possible, because if you plant trees you are going to save our planet, you are going to help the environment. अगर कोई plant को harm कर रहा है तो it is our duty to explain them that they should not do such things, they should protect it, and it is our planet, it is our beautiful planet, and it is our duty to protect it and conserve it. I hope this part is quite clear to all of you. So I hope this part is quite clear to all of you all. This is our planet. It is our beautiful planet. This is the only planet where life exists. So it is our duty to protect and maintain a balance in the ecosystem by protecting every living thing, non-living thing, and conserving it and using it properly in order to save it for us, for the future generation. And please see to it that if there are certain terms, if you haven't understood, go through the video again. You will understand it properly. So in the next coming period, we'll be learning something new and interesting. Till then, thank you. If you liked the session, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can share and view the videos that we had today for you. And please do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you remain updated with all the latest videos that we'll be making for our dear students. This session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.